So I'm going to show you how to build a custom HUD of your dreams in a couple minutes in Drive HUD. Super easy to do. Needless to say, you try and do this in another database application, it's going to take you hours, possibly days, to get this thorough with everything in Popups. I'm going to do it here in a couple of minutes. This is not going to be fast forward. I'm just going to bang this out and show you exactly how you do this and how easy it is. So I'm going to do one for a 6 max cache game. First thing, I want to have some stat boxes, so I'm going to drag and drop a stat box element here, and I'm going to want to make like a really oversized VPIP box, and just have VPIP here, and I'm going to put that right there. So the next, I'm going to come down here in my stats section. I'm going to find VPIP. It's in a few different places, but I'm just going to drag and drop that here. So it's going to show up here. Now I want to make this oversized. I'm going to remove the decimal places also. I'm going to make this 22 and bold. So that's really going to stand out. I'll move this over just so you can see it in preview real quick. So that's really going to stand out really big on the table. And next I'm going to color code that. I'm going to say anything less than here. I'm going to make red. And mind you, I'm doing this completely from scratch. There's default HUDs already in Drive HUD that have a lot of these ranges and things. So if you wanted to add any of these, you can just build from it already and drag and drop. These elements already exist. I'm literally doing it straight from scratch. So this is going to make any of these ranges that are under 14 show this VPIP as red. Anything from 20 to 14 show it as orange. We'll say 28 as blue. 33 as yellow. And over 33 as green or fishy. So this is like really tight, somewhat tight, kind of in tag, loose aggressive, and then really loose. So that's that. Now I want to make another stat box. I mean, I have a lot of options here, but I make another stat box on the other side that's going to have a few more stats that I'm going to want that are common, like preflop raise. So again, we're over here in this. We drag and drop preflop raise, 3-bet. And let's say I'm just going to put 2 stats on one line. I just click here. I add a line break, so this is going to show up with a new line like this. So I'm going to have 2 stats, and then it's going to put it on a new line, aggression, and let's just say c-bet. Okay. Now again, if I want to color code or change any of those, I just go into here. Click on 3-bet. I can color code that. I don't want to. I'm going to keep 1 decimal place for this, but I'm going to increase the font size. Go to aggression. I'm going to put 0 for that. Increase the font size. Actually, I'm going to make this bold too. C-bet. I'm going to make that 0, 12, and that. Okay. So now I have VPIP, preflop raise. Oops, I didn't make preflop raise larger. Let's do that. VPIP, preflop raise, 3-bet, aggression, c-bet. So let's say I want a really simplistic HUD, but I mean I can add as many things as I want here. And I want to make a pop-up with some preflop raise stats by position. So I go over here into the line bar graphs, and I drag and drop this onto the preflop raise where it highlights it. And now I'll have a pop-up that'll come over here, and we're going to do this by position. So we come back to our all stats, we go positional, and we're going to look for unopened pots by position. So unopened early position, middle position, cutoff, button, small blind. We'll put big blind. All this doesn't happen very often. So now we have I'll move this over slightly. All these here by position. So this will come up as a pop-up when I hover over my VPI or my preflop raise. I just click green, OK. And now you'll see that's always highlighted. If I want to go back and edit or change any of those stats from that, I just click that again. It'll come up and populate here, and I can change or edit, remove, whatever I want to do. I can also enter a pop-up label if I want. It does default to whatever the stat is, so it's not super necessary. If I want to remove it completely, just click the X, take that right out. Okay, so now I want to add a tilt meter because I like to know if my people are starting to tilt. And I'll drag and drop that right there. Boom. Player profile icon, so I know, how my auto rate stuff is coming up. Just drag and drop that up here. We'll put that above, or actually we'll put that below the VPIP. And so this will come up. If I want to add a session graph that shows kind of how the player is going during their session with their stats, the basic stats and stuff like that, I just add a graph to here, and then I'll create a plot point graph with their hands, their player name and stuff when I mouse over. Let's see. If I want to add a heat map to any of these, let's say I want to see kind of how often my opponents are, when they're pre-flop raises, what kind of distribution of hands they have. I just add that on top of my pre-flop raise. So now I'll have that along with the stats. So if I click on it again, you can see the stats and the heat map there. Then if I want to add a bumper stickers, so I can, the default auto rate rules with the badges, I can just drag and drop that, and I can put that right above my main stat box. So these are the default ones. They'll only show if they apply. If I want to edit those, I just click down here at the badges. These are my different default badges. I can click on any of these and change them or create some new ones. And that's essentially it. I can add as many pop-ups as I want, heat maps or more boxes. I can add some 4-line drive HUD boxes if I want to really highlight some specific stats, and these just make them super color coded, and you can change the directional space of these and load them any way you want, and load stats into this box. I won't do that for this. I'll just go ahead and load up a table and show you in the preview here what this will actually look like on the table. Alright, so now we have our HUD on table. We can see kind of how it looks. This is on ignition, but you get a quick and easy idea of who your fish are at the table, what hands they're playing, who are some of probably the likely better players, tighter players, and so on. This is only a couple hands that have been played so far, and we didn't add total hands in here, but it's about 6, 7, or 8 hands so far. But this will quickly kind of give you an idea, and you can see what we created here with the pop-ups, the heat map stuff. That person doesn't have any hands yet. I don't think this person either does. Maybe they do. But anyways, yeah, once you create a new HUD, depending on the site that you're on, you might have to reposition some of the elements, because not everything's going to be exact for every single kind of site. There's hundreds of sites, but that's really easy to do. You can just left click and you'll move all the elements on the table together all at once, or if there's just one particular element that's out of place, you can right click on that element and drag and just move that element and position it where you want. And then you just simply go here and say save HUD position. Then for that game type, that site, whatever it is, it'll save specifically for that situation. So when you load another site or another type of table, it won't load the same way. You can configure it differently however you want. If you do adjust all the elements, you can also go here and just adjust one seat position and then say set the HUD as the same as whatever seat position, and then it'll adjust all of them dynamically, and you can make little tweaks from there, but it literally only takes a couple seconds. But anyways, that's our quick HUD tutorial. If I spent literally 15 more minutes on the HUD, I can make it extremely sick with all sorts of different elements and for different things. We don't have any of the badges or anything popping up yet because we don't have enough hands, but there's a ton of stuff that we can do. But you can see in literally like 5-6 minutes, we can do a whole lot pretty easily. So anyways, hope you enjoyed that, and I'm getting kicked off the table, so I guess that's my cue to go. Good luck with your poker game.